Hello, Commanders, and welcome to the RNG Endgame, a podcast about the game Marvel's Strike Force. Your hosts are Frid and Creative. We're leaders in an alliance from a large cluster, and would like to share our insights with you to hopefully improve your gameplay and overall experience, and give you a little entertainment. All right, Frid. Episode 23, another exciting week. And I want to start off a little bit different with our gearing topic. I want to talk about Beast first, because we have been messaging back and forth all week of what are we going to do with Beast. And so he's coming a blitz next week. So yet again, we have week after week after week of a blitz that we need to do. And so he's now the, seventh member of the X-Men. And we kept debating back and forth. Our first question is, are we going to open red stars for him? Or are we going to save him for Emma or a future character? So Fred, what do you think? What are you doing with the red stars and Beast?
Yeah, so I had this internal debate. We normally give it a shot, right, on the 15% boost, just to have 2, 3 something on them. And I do feel that they will be more valuable than Emma Frost, given that I already don't have the 6th member leveled up. My Cyclops is way down at level 2. So this is another mutant on top of the X-Force and Cyclops that I haven't even done. And I just want to save them for Emma. I think there's more value there. So I have like 15. I have a red Elite 5. I'm holding them all. I opened 2 just to see, but I got nothing. So I think it's a hard pass on the red stars. How about you?
Same thing. I've got 20 plus saved up. Beast is a mutant, Emma's a mutant, X-Force a mutants. I don't have any mutant gear. If I did, I'd be doing probably Magneto anyway, and the new BH team. So I'm not opening anything at all for Beast. And so his Blitz will come next week. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty burned out on Blitz. Are you going to go hard?
Yeah, I mean, this may be one where I just don't care. For the first time on a new character, I've been getting all of them to get at least 4, top 2,000. But that takes a lot of effort, and we've been at this for how many? Like the whole month, basically.
Yep.
With all the stuff. So if I probably will do it normal and see where it lands, because I don't think he's that important to anything right now. If you really think about it, I'm not even sure what he's for.
Yeah, and that's what we should probably talk really quickly about that. Normally we don't get in the news and kits and all that, but ultimately people keep raving about his ult, which has a 7 energy cooldown, which is just kind of crazy. And yes, it gives all kinds of great stats, but the big benefit of that was that you would get a offensed up Cyclops if you had him, and most of us do. And you already get that because Phoenix is dead, and he gets offensed up when that happens. So I don't see a whole lot of value there. And then you would get an offensed up Phoenix ult, which I don't really need. She wipes everybody out anyway. So I don't see the value. And, I already have Cyclops and Storm and Psylocke all leveled at good levels. I can blow up 400k plus shield teams. Mm-hmm. So what do I invest in Beast so I could do a 500 shield team? Nah. No thanks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, they do well in War, they do well in Blitz as is. So what's the point, really? I don't even have Cyclops. I have Wolverine in there. So
Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to be, I'll do maybe 10 million at maybe. And I've taken this X23 Blitz off as well, just to recharge. So, I don't see myself going hard on Blitz for Beast. Much less even gearing him.
Especially since we don't know what Emma's going to be. She's another Blitz. I mean, for the love of God.
All right. Well, I wanted to start there just to give some readers some of the insight into all the conversations we have during the week. So, Fred, why don't you take us away with your normal gearing and leveling?
Yes, of course. So last week was X-Force week. Transitioned over to Black Order week.
Woohoo!
So I got them all to T12, level 65. And I took Proxima Midnight to T14 all the way. I am going to do T13 on Call and Corvus. I'm just trying to see once I'm done with Carnage, because the SBCs get used. So I just want to be careful there. But Corvus, I think I can do a lot of the pieces because I had those fully crafted from where like DD2 or DD1, wherever they came from, because I don't think I have done many skill characters, so I can do him pretty quickly. But yeah, I took Proxima into Dark Dimension 3. I did have some. I always get distracted. It seems like I have a plan. I'm gonna do this, and then there's distractions, and that was because I redid all my Blitz teams, and I wanted to make that Kree team that has Ultimus. I have him at 6 stars, surprisingly. When I opened a bunch of them, I got like a 50. I'm 100 out of 300 already. I still have like 20 Ultimus orbs, so it's kind of interesting. And he's Mystics, that's a little bit different. I ran out of ABCs eventually. I got him to tier 9. I think he can go to T10 now. And I made that Kree team. So now Minerva, Captain Marvel, Korath, Cyborg, Kree Cyborg, and Ultimus. And they've been doing pretty well on 8.3 Blitz. And I forget, does this go on defense or offense for War? Do you know, Creative, off the top of your head? Or is it dealer's choice?
I think it's one of those kind of in-between teams, whatever you want to be.
Yeah. So it just gives me another option to put something. I mean, I have a pretty high Minerva and Captain Marvel. I would suspect in defense that's a nightmare to deal with, especially with a big Ultimus in there. He's not there yet, but I think that's what I'm going to do and pull out maybe the Defenders or some other team out of there. Anyway, next week I will share my redone Blitz teams. It's probably the most change I've had. I've broken up the Wakandans. Squirrel Girl is coming, so I've done the Young Avengers and, this new Kree team. And I've been doing pretty well. I shared with Creative that on my opening cycle, the first one that you do, this one for X23, I got 1,000,000 points without using any charges. That's from tier, 1.0 all the way to, I got to 7.3.
Okay.
No losses, all auto, 1,000,000 points. So that was pretty interesting. So I think it's working pretty well. The next for T14 is Carnage, for sure, because he's required for city nodes. And then Thanos or Ghost Rider. It sounds like I'm short of Mystic mini uniques, so I'll keep working on that. Okay, X23, as we mentioned, had a blitz last week, and I did over 30 million. I think it was my best ever because I really wanted to get the 85. I ended up overkilling it. I was at 1,400, something like that. So I always like to be like ideally at 1,900. Like I did enough, but I didn't kill myself. Anyway,
but you can't predict these things,
right? You don't know, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a little more. I also saw there was an offer for 99 cents to open orbs, so I bought 2 of those, so $2, because I needed to open, if worst case, 6 orbs to get her to 5 stars. This is again assuming I can do top 2,000 again, which I think I'm well on my way to doing. Because I have 5 reds, and she's like the start of the team. I have been looking at Blitz, and what happens is she gets all these evades, and she heals herself, and she's always like attacking. She gets speed meter and all this stuff. And I had this funny fight where at the end, it was just her and Wolverine on the other side.
Okay.
She was way smaller than this Wolverine, but they kept hitting each other and then healing, and then hitting each other and then healing. And I thought it would end on a stalemate. I'm like, what happens here if this goes on forever? But eventually, I guess he did critical or whatever else, and he killed X23. But it was probably like a double the power kind of thing.
Wow.
On that Wolverine. And what I've learned is Domino's kind of flimsy. My particular Domino, she dies pretty quickly. And at the end is Negasonic, X23, and Deadpool's out there sometimes. But those 2 ladies kind of carry the load for the team. So I'm really excited to getting her to 5 red stars. I think I need to open 1 more orb because out of these 99 cent offers, I got a 10 and a 12, which is not bad.
Okay.
I thought I was going to get 6. So that's good. In terms of leveling, Merc Lieutenant and Toad are now part of the 7-star club. So those guys are finished. Toad's done. That's crazy. And I had, what was it? 40 extra because I overdid the blitz on Toad. I was top 2,000 on that one. I didn't need to. Okay, so looking at Dark Dimension 3 for the week creative, and this was crazy. I never had this much success. So I finished the last global node, which was a pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Cosmic, I one-shot the first node, I one-shot the second node, and I did like 11 million on the third node. So I thought I was going to two-shot the third node. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But then it took a couple more days. I had to do like 6 attempts because once Ebony Maw is down and he needs to get his cooldowns, you're just kind of a sitting duck there. And Human Torch and all these people just destroy you. But then today I managed to finish it up with a 7 million attempt. So it was pretty good. Now I'm in the last node, and this is the hardest, and it's probably going to take me part of this week. I don't know the whole week, but it is pretty challenging. And I'm in, like, Minerva's cooldowns are off, and so are Ebony Moss. So it may take a little bit to get this going.
But that's still, I mean, you consider those first 4 nodes and then the global nodes. Those were a slog. So you're saying with better characters like Maw that the second half is much better.
It's so far. I mean, I'm using Dutch Rudder's guide, and he has a video that he shows how he did this run himself. So you can kind of see what he's trying to do. Again, some of it is pretty intuitive. There's these guys that you want to slow and stun, but basically you're just spreading everything with Hela. It's a control attempt. Okay. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it a lot because it's all about controlling what's going on with the enemy and making sure you take the right, slow down and kill the right people. And when you kill a controller, it's awesome because you get all that barrier and all that stuff going. Immunities and blah blah blah. So
awesome.
A little bit better, I would say, but now I think I'm back to the slow and do a little bit of damage and try again and try again and try again and die. So Squirrel Girl is here. I autoed the whole thing. I wanted to read the story, but I didn't. Did you spend any time on this?
I did. It was really weird. It's like the going back to school thing, but all the teachers were former Ultimus. They had the red eyes, but now they're free of Ultimus. I don't know. It didn't work for me. That storyline did not work.
It wasn't good? Okay.
I didn't like it.
I know sometimes, apparently the initial ones are very good, and it's hit or miss how these are. But okay. Well, I'm going to spend 600 cores a day on this. Just because I have 19,000 cores. That's part of the reason.
Wow, 19,000. Dang.
Yeah. And even opening an X23 that I need was still painful. That's just me. It's something wrong with me. I should not care because that's what they're there. But yeah, I'm going to do this to make sure that I can get her to 5. If I start pulling some 24 drops on the orb, I will slow down. But so far, that's the plan. And I unlocked her already. I can unlock her. I haven't done it, but I can. So I have 46. Yep. Okay, finally, we have been receiving some extra gold credits and silver credits, and Chaos Theory is coming this week. Creative. I don't know if you knew. The sucky rewards that await you. You got it to 7. So anyway,
I only got it to 6. So this time I get the one-time 7 rewards. If my Wakandans can do it, I'm deathly afraid that I have to level them up.
Just do the 3 important ones. Black Panther, Killmonger, and Shuri, and just Okoye and M'Baku eventually will be homeless, so don't worry about them if you have to. I know your Shuri's pretty high already, so.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm back to the conundrum of what do we spend this on, or would you just hang on to them? So here's some ideas that I had. The first one that I was like all hyped up about, and then you threw cold water in it, was Symbiote Spider-Man to 6. I was like, okay, I'm at 180 something of 200, so this week he'll be 6 yellow stars. So let's get him to 6, all fired up. And then I could do Carnage to 5. It's
Wow.
partially for that DD3 attempt.
Right.
But then the symbiotes are an incomplete team. Eventually, they'll get their team. I'm using symbiote on U7. What do you think of this as a first consideration?
I mean, Symbiote Spider-Man is a god tier guy. I just laugh because like I'm worrying about. I had to buy his fourth yellow star, and you're talking about his sixth yellow star. I'm like, how is it we're always totally different parts of the game? It feels like I'm so far behind. But he's a god tier character. I have not been exploring his usage too much in U7. I don't use him in Arena, though I do see him every day. So that's where I was just a little hesitant, is using it on the characters you use every day. And you said you do use him.
Yeah, I use him in U7 for sure. He's missing like a Hela or somebody could spread on that team, but
Yeah.
there's just no room to put it. But I think he's the damage that he does is kind of ridiculous sometimes. Those defense downs, it seems to always land no matter what. It's pretty strong. Not to
Okay.
mention the extends and the ult is just the icing on the cake. Where you can take someone out of the fight.
Well, I just love the entire team slow for 2 turns. That's awesome. Okay, so that's symbiotes are one option. What else do you have on the table?
The other one was Mr. Sinister. Now I don't use him at all. I'm done with him for DD3. But everybody says, and this would mean putting him to 5 and 6, so just blowing the whole load on just him.
Wow.
They say when you have him at high red stars, it's a revelation once he makes a clone. Like sometimes it's stronger than the opponent. Like it's a crazy Phoenix or something like that. So it's an evergreen long-term value that you can get from his clone ability no matter what. Emma Frost, come over here. You don't have her, let's copy her. Stuff like that. So, but in terms of usage, I don't use him, so I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay. What else? What other options are you looking at?
We got the classic Phoenix and Hela to 6. I mean,
Okay.
Phoenix arguably still the best character in the game. Does she need to be that high though? I don't know. Same thing with Hela. And especially when Phoenix gets too hard to kill, maybe works against you. The last little bit is the new hotness, the Black Order. I have seen Thanos at high reds just make mockery out of my team in Arena sometimes.
Right.
And Call of Obsidian just sitting there and you keep hitting and there's more buffs and more stuff and you can never get through him. By the time you're done, Thanos just finishes you off. So I was like, man, that's really impressive. And it's all about the red stars. So
Okay. So
the fact that it's going to take 3 months or 4 months to rebuild all this is what makes me hesitate on what to spend.
yeah, so I think we need to give our usual disclaimer that this currency is rare. Yes, they're doing an event and they're giving us some, but the ongoing rewards from Chaos Theory are, let's do our OMG, they're trash! So the rewards are very minimal. It takes forever. We've done that. We've talked about it. Go watch or listen to some of the other episodes. So we're only focusing on, again, these god tier characters. So Symbiote, Spider-Man, Carnage, great characters. We've played against some high carnages in War, and holy cow, that was tough. Mm-hmm. Sinister, I'm like you. I've never been on the bandwagon because we didn't spend money to have him, and now we do have him, and he's kind of been passed up in Arena and other places. That Marauder team looks like it's going to be very strong with the addition of Emma, so some defensive wins. But, ultimately, if we're not even using him that much, I just can't justify it. Phoenix, I still say a stronger Phoenix is a great thing. I can't tell you how many times it's down to my Phoenix against someone else, like a Thanos, and I get off one little bit, hit off, and I win in Arena. I still think Phoenix and Black. You already have Black Bolt at 7, though, right?
Yeah, he's done.
Okay.
And no regrets. Still,
yeah.
I think he makes whatever people say is just because they don't have him, because he works everywhere. Yeah. Even in DD3, like those one shots, he contributed with his damage. It's crazy.
And so then Thanos. I'm like playing a different game than you. I had to buy Thanos's 4th star, much less his 5th and 6th that you're looking at. And, he dies maybe once a day in U7 now, instead of like every node. Just that one additional star plus everyone else being stronger. I'm using the Maw team for 2/3 of my run now. And, with Maw and the ultimate at perfect timings, if you drop that ult down and slow everybody, I mean, it's just devastating. So I'm really loving that team.
So recap the team. You don't use Symbiote Spider-Man, I guess?
No, so my problem early on was Maw. Well, my Maw is only 5 yellow stars. My Minerva is only 5 stars, I believe, or 4. I can't even remember, but they're both low. Mm-hmm. So I needed Ultron to get enough healing and also get some other bots on the field. So if they get whacked, Minerva starts healing. So I use left to right. I do Minerva, Black Bolt, Thanos, Maw, Ultron, and I use them almost exclusively after the first boss, all the way through the third and beyond. And you have to time killing the controller right, and if you drop Maw's special and ult at the right time, I mean, you just can easily take through these nodes. So I'm really high on Thanos and Maw and the Black Order, as we talked about. I mean, this is a fun list to talk about, right? These are great characters to invest in. The fact you have the currency to do that, I don't think you can go wrong. I just have not tried Symbiote Spider-Man much, just because I feel like I have to kind of carry a bit. We've got a few players that aren't kind of where they want to be yet with U7, so I have to put out a lot of damage. So I haven't explored much, but I keep saying I want 6 people. Because I want Symbiote Spider-Man. I'm like, they got 20 guys on their team. Why can't I give just one more?
One more. So yeah, no, I you know what I'm gonna do? This is be the thing. I'm gonna replace Symbiote with Ultron and just see how it goes. Mm-hmm. Because the alternative team that I have has Ultron and some of the other characters, Yo-Yo, Black Bolt, Shuri, and Scientist Supreme, the old school team.
Right.
But I'm going to try this and get rid of SSM, and then I'll see how that goes. Because I use this team with the same thing, but SSM on all the non-boss nodes. But for the boss, I bring in Ultron because of the same thing. The offense ups and the bots just give targets to the enemy. So. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I've already spent all my silver promotion credits.
Yeah, one thing I'm afraid of is Black Order going to be counterable and become kind of the flavor of the week as a team. I can't see it with the synergy that they have, but blowing all this red star stuff on them and then they get a counter versus some of these individual characters that you can plug into, like Symbiote Spider-Man, you can plug in places, or Sinister.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so let's recap then next week, kind of where you're thinking. Yep. I would say Thanos and Symbiote out of that list personally, and then Phoenix being third. I would not do Sinister. Hela's good, but I only use her kind of sometimes in U7. And then Cole would be kind of maybe the fourth on the list. So, okay.
Yep. All right.
So we talked a good bit about, a lot of things that we're doing. I'll cover mine real quick because it's depressing. After an awesome run of leveling a ton of characters up to T14 because we had all those milestones, I have now run out of mats across every aspect of the game. Except for gold. Again, I always have gold because I can't spend it. So I'm out of bio gear. So Squirrel Girl now is probably going to get parked. I have no ABCs. So everything I want to do, getting the Mercenaries higher, Hydra higher, Marauders higher, I can't do that. Or I can, but I could do one gear piece every, 4 days. And then I've run out of orange health catalysts for the first time in ever, trying to get Carnage to T14. So I have now actually gone and opened all of my orange raid gear orbs to get, I think, just enough for Carnage. So I'm out of that even. And that was like the one thing I had 500 or 600 of not that long ago. And then my usual very depressing thing, training mats. I am down to less than 1,000 equivalent T2 training mats. So I went and looked. I can't level anybody else up. And so to keep my spending going for Symbiote Spider-Man, because I don't have him at 6 just yet, I have 15 characters, and I would say a good, 7+ of those are characters that I need, like Mbaku and Okoye, to get to 7 yellow stars. So I'm going to start.
15.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. And then I have another 9 ready to go for 6 yellow stars. So I'm going to be doing that every day to get my, 1.2 spending to get Symbiote to 6. So that's about it. I mean, I can't level much in terms of characters. I can't gear much, so it's pretty depressing right now. But the game's real quick for me right now. Not blitzing. DD3 takes 2 seconds. So yeah, that's really about it from my perspective. So
yeah, I've also run out of those health, so I actually started farming them too. I need to open those orange orbs as well. But I got some this morning from the Greek 100. I was pretty excited to see them. Like, hey, 5 of those. Woo!
Sad when you get excited about 5 when we need 300.
The joys of just seeing them. I was like, yeah, one less thing to worry about. Yeah. Anyway, okay, well, let's move on from that and get into this week's news.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
All right, so it's a double duty this week of announcements, but I'll start with the most recent one, which came on Friday. And not much new here, except they announced, as it was leaked, that Dr. Octopus, Otto Octavius, is coming to the game. So for you Spider-Verse or Spider-Man fans, but more Sinister Six, he is going to be in the game, and he is a legendary unlock. Also, as predicted, my friends of the X-Force Creative are going to be required to unlock him.
Geez.
That means the existing Deadpool and Cable, plus the 3 new ladies, the trio of ladies that came out, and we are currently in the middle of the X23 Second Blitz, are going to be needed. It's a 5-star unlock, so that is not, I think they said that, it's not, 5-star, it's not 6 or anything crazy. And he has a new mechanic that is in order to make sure that the Sinister Six are 6 people, and you can only bring 5 into a fight. He will summon the one that you did not bring in. It is unclear whether this is based on like the Sinister, which means how powerful is your Dr. Octopus, and that's how that 6th member comes in, or is it based on the one you have. So let's say you have a 40,000 Shocker. Is that what comes out? They did show a little video of how this looks, which was nice. He kind of puts his 4 tentacle things together and creates a force field, and the guy summons from the sky.
I can answer this question for you. They're going to reuse the Sinister code. It's going to be just like Sinister. Come on. They're not going to code something new. Come on.
It's a clone then.
Absolutely.
Like a clone. Okay.
And I guarantee it'll have defense up just like Sinister, and it'll have the same stars as Doc Ock. Guarantee.
You have to force you to also gear Doc up to get the benefit. But that'll make some decisions around which 5th member you want to get this extra from, depending on what you have. So your weaker one would probably be if your Octopus is higher. And I think he's tech, if I'm not mistaken. Which I feel okay. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen a tech, right? I mean, after Ultron, it seems like...
Well, we had Hydra, then we had the Mercenaries. So we've had them. It's just been a little bit of a few months.
Like Lieutenant, maybe?
Yeah, Merc Lieutenant. So if you use Korath, he's tech.
Yeah, that's true.
Riot Guard, I think he was tech or skill. I don't know, but the rest are skill. So
yeah, so at least it's not another bio, because I'm
good gosh,
no more phosphates. But now the laser torches are gonna haunt us. So anyway, the other thing is there was an earlier post this week. It's super hyped up about it. It was the 2020 roadmap. So for the remainder of the year, we're talking about 5 months, they're going to announce where we're going with the game. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of outline what all of the announcements are. And I want you, Creative, I want you to kind of react to these announcements as I go through them. So
All right, so let's kind of level set here. So Scopely is kind of officially taken over the game now. When you load it, it says Scopely. The game is officially under the Scopely umbrella, and they have now done their first big publication of what is going to be coming into the game. So this is their big chance to get the player base excited about what's to come. It's their opportunity to fundamentally change the narrative, because we've had a fairly negative narrative recently. We've had so many bugs and other things. Blitz people are really complaining about Blitz and other things. So I'm really excited, Frid. You're gonna just kind of sum it down for us, and I'm excited. Should be some big stuff. We've been talking about a lot of quality of life changes, so I'm excited.
All right, so let's get into it. So the first thing, we're going in order as they published it, which I'm assuming means something for them, and that is that ISO 8 is coming. As you know, they've communicated a bit of this. They completed a second beta. Some testers went in there. There were some videos that were posted, and they are saying that they will take the feedback and make it better.
So the first thing they put in there is ISO 8. That's how they start the big announcement? Okay, well, I guess they're saving maybe the best stuff for last. So did they at least give us a release date for ISO 8?
No, it just said that it would be better.
So likely, like everything else they release, it's got a bunch of bugs and they're not ready to release it then. Okay, so all right, well, let's move on to the good stuff. We got that one out of the way. Okay.
Yep. All right, so next on the list, real-time PvP will become an official mode that now will be competitive and maybe have like rewards associated with it.
Oh, okay. So all of the whales with their 6 and 7 red star meta characters can not only take over the arena but also can do this. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you haven't done any PvP since we did those objectives, right?
I have not.
Okay.
The draft alone takes 20 minutes, so I gave up after that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So they continue their trend. They talked about things that we suspected or knew. All right. We got the boring stuff out of the way. Let's get on to the cool stuff. Okay. Keep going.
All right. So next on the list, we have Gear Tier 15 and Dark Dimension 4 coming, which will be the most challenging Dark Dimension yet.
Are you kidding me? What in the world?
That's what they said.
I think like we had one guy just finish it this week, and he was like the 1,400th person to finish it. Mm-hmm. And they already want us to start working on Gear Tier 15, and no one likes DD3, and they want to make this one harder? Oh my god. I mean, T14 broke the game. T15's going to destroy the game.
No, and you know what? The guy that finished it, he was pretty underwhelmed too. You remember that? Fatty Low, he was pretty underwhelmed with the rewards. He was like, I didn't get enough to do anything. He was a little bit unhappy with...
Oh, I thought we would at least rain down with glorious mats. I didn't even see that part. I'm going to have to go back and Alliance chat.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, it's okay. Let's see.
I'm still in shock here. Still in shock.
I'm going to move on to the next one.
Okay.
I think you may like this one. Let's see. So the next thing is that they're going to add more tiers to the challenges.
Oh,
2
my
tiers.
God. Everyone hates the challenges. They're RNG fests. Oh, God. Oh, buddy. My skin's crawling here. Come on, Frid. Where's the good stuff? Come on, get to the good stuff.
Okay, next on the list. Raid difficulty selector, the one we have up for U7, will be added to the existing Greek raids.
Did you say existing raids? Did they say anything about a new raid?
No.
Did they talk about fixing Gamma, putting the new teams into it, and maybe like releasing characters via raids instead of Blitz? I mean, people have been talking all about that.
Not a word about any of that.
What the heck, man? I mean, All right, Fred. All right, seriously. Well, I mean, the silver lining of that one maybe is that we can do a higher tier of difficulty um, in the Greek raids, and do higher tier, but 60% and get more rewards like we're doing in U7. So that one's okay, fine, I guess. But they're not even touching the Greek raids. Wow. All right, so I need some good news, Fred. Come on, we've got to be through half of this blog post already. Come on, give me some good news.
Well, some Blitz changes are coming.
Oh, all right. I want some Blitz automation.
No, they're not. They're not adding that.
Are they gonna increase the cooldowns?
No, that's not part of it either.
Okay, I get it. You're just messing with me. Come on, man. All right. Oh man, you're messing with me. When's Ashton Kutcher gonna come out and say I got punked? Come on now.
No, Ashton's not coming. This is what they said. None of the changes that you think are coming.
Wait, you're being serious? What changes are we getting with Blitz then?
Well, they will limit the number of free refreshes a character can get in a 24-hour period.
So you stress the word free there. I'm starting to get concerned. Are they yet again catering to the whales? And now you're going to buy Blitz refreshes, and that's the only way you're going to get in the top 2,000?
That's what it sounds like to me.
So we got nothing that we wanted in Blitz, and that's been a huge issue for us. And then they do this X23 Blitz where they went back to the old method that shards aren't in the lower tiers. It's only top 1% and higher. Okay, hold on a minute here. So, okay, there's got to be something in this blog post. Give me something.
Okay, well, there is a new story campaign, and those mini uniques will be farmable in this campaign.
So, basically, they needed spots to put all these characters they keep throwing at us. Okay, well, I mean, the mini uniques are a pain to buy only from the gold store and the war store, so that's going to help a lot of people get up to T14. So, okay, let's back up though. So our number one or two complaint in the game lately, and really I think a lot of people have been saying this, is Blitz has just become such a burden. We've had milestone after milestone, a new character. I am way burned out. So they're not doing anything to really address Blitz.
Nope, that'd be a no.
Did they talk about low quality time? I mean, that was they promised that back in the early 2020 blog post that they were looking at ways to address low quality time. Did they talk about low quality methods or better release cadence or methods? Anything that we've been really wanting?
Not that I could see, at least in this blog post.
So this is Scopely's first official, I mean, they've had the game now for a while, but this is their first big get excited about the game, and they gave us none of the things that we've been talking about.
That's right.
The awkward pause here is I'm trying to find something positive here. Did they, I mean, let's grab at some straws here. Did they talk about finally giving us a log of our arena defense so we could see if they're winning? Did they talk about how they're going to have better quality? The new X-Force teams got at least 3 major bugs. Black Bolt has bugs, and then they broke Sinister. Did they talk about overall quality or anything?
They didn't talk about quality at all.
Oh, man. I'm struggling here. I mean, I keep telling you that I Holy cow. I mean, I kept saying that I had a real fear of retirements happening in the next 2 to 3 months. With ISO 8 might be like the big death nail for a lot of people that are on the fence, and they address nothing. I think it's time for a real fixed FS movement. I just can't believe they thought this would excite anyone. This is just terrible. They pooped on the bed on this one. I gotta go.
Hey, Creative. Hello, Creative. Are you there? Oh, well, I think we lost them. All right. Well, let me channel Creative here and just end the show with some Festivus. So, Ultima Store was released, and the cost for the items in there is absolutely outrageous. So, not very good. If you use 2.5 Ultima's orbs, you get 15 ABCs. And you use 2 Ultima's orbs, that gives you 10 phosphates. The orange gear orbs are insane. You can use 5, the equivalent of 5 Ultima's orbs, and you get 1 mini unique. And it's a crapshoot, right? You can't pick which one you're going to use. So it's a little bit tough there with these prices. I thought there was going to be some character or something to be excited about, but I don't even look at this store when I get my refreshes. And another thing they added is the Blitz store got an addition. Now you can farm the improved basic catalysts, the blue equivalent of ABCs, the ABCs, the advanced, which is the purple, and the SBCs, the oranges that we need so much. But the cost for those are 400 for the blue, 1,000 for the purple, and 2,500 for the orange SBCs. That gets you 5. This is insanity. We talked about this last week, how hard it is to get the currency to just do war and be competitive. Now you're telling me 250 wins of Blitz, 250 wins for 5 SBCs? Okay, all right. I'm turning into creative here. I need to take a break. Let's just close out the show. I hope you enjoyed it, and you know where to find us. We are at rngendgame@gmail.com. You can find us on Apple Podcast. We're in all of the other podcast providers that you can get us of your choice. Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or any of the others. Your comments are valuable on Podbean or via email. And we're also on Twitter and on the Discord public section of the Ragnarok Alliance. And with that, I guess I'll close out the show by myself. And stay safe, and we'll talk next week. Maybe with Creative back.